Hey everybody, Brenda Hillard here at Create with Brenda. So, welcome to another Saturday morning for Coffee and Create with Brenda. This week has been so busy. We had the new catalog launch. So this is our new annual catalog. It will be, products in this catalog will be available from now until, it says April of 2022, but it's actually on the back. If you look, the valid dates are May 4th to May 2nd. So a whole new book, whole bunch of new products, and really pretty projects or pretty products. So I can't wait to create pretty projects with you and demonstrate for you how to use some of these products. However, I understand that not all of us expedite our orders like I did. And so I'm going to be using something from the new, it's still in the catalog, but it was available out of the last catalog too. It carried over. So let me show you this stamp set. It's not a terribly popular one, but it is really cool. So a couple of housekeeping items. You'll see my host code right up here. That's for May. And in May, when your product order totals before tax and shipping $50, I send you, and you'll see me use this quite a bit, but I'll send you a silicone craft sheet. And if you don't have this tool, you'll want it after you see how nice it keeps your work surface. When you glue on here, glue does not stick to it, not even liquid glue, it just peels right off. Hot glue, it's a great little tool. Plus, it also gives a little bit of cushion too for our photopolymer stamps. Not quite like the piercing pad, but yeah. So that's my gift to you this month for just shopping with me. And I'll put my Shop Now link right down below here in the description. I always appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. It's a big deal to get subscribers, and it also helps other people find out about me too, and that's how my business grows. So if you can help me out, I would really appreciate it. Okay, so today's project, want to see it? Here comes. Drum roll. Oh, you know what? Wait, one more housekeeping item. So my In Color Club and my product share is over as of yesterday. So I do have one paper share left, which it means that you get, and let me pull this out so I have it exactly right. You will receive 144 pieces of 6x6. So that's all of the new designer series papers. And there's what? 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 of them. 144 pieces of 6x6 paper for $65. So if you're interested, I have one share. So if you're interested, let me know and I will get that out to you or invoice you through PayPal for it if you don't live close to me. All right, so today, here's what we're doing. It's this Enjoy the Moment. And when the catalog came and I saw this card, it was like, oh, I can't wait to make that card. Here's another reason that you never want to get rid of your catalogs. Mark them as retired so you know that you can't order from that particular catalog anymore. But keep them. The layouts and the artwork in here is absolutely beautiful, and it's great for ideas to help inspire you with your cards. So that being said, today I'm going to show you how to make this card right here. And it turned out really nice. I'm really excited about it. The other thing I should mention is if you do not have your very own copy of this catalog, please reach out to me. I will put the request a catalog link down below. And if you do not have a demonstrator and want a catalog, that's the form that you fill out. And look, not only do I send you a complimentary catalog, but you'll get this fun little pack of a bookmark for your catalog. You'll get a wish list. You'll get the tabs for your catalog. And you are going to get a few sheets to sample the new in colors. So you'll get to see how they stamp right here. You get to see what the ribbons look like up here, and you get to see the true color of the cardstock here. So the new colors: polished pink, pale papaya, fresh freesia, soft succulent, and evening evergreen. They're beautiful. So, and I've been working with them a lot because I have lots of fun stuff coming up for you with the new products from the catalog. And then my team member, Sandy Mintz, and I are going to be hosting a Zoom catalog kickoff. That is going to happen on May 22nd. That's Saturday from 9 a.m. to 11. You will not want to miss it. I will put the Zoom link down below in the description. We're going to have samples, card samples from the product suite. We're going to have demonstration stamping. We are going to have prize patrols. It's going to be a fun day, so I hope you'll join us. All right, now let's get moving here. Okay, so first off, to make this card, you need to make a little bit of a template. And as how I did this is I cut a piece of paper that measured 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Then I ripped it, and I really did just rip it. I ripped this chunk right out of the center of my paper, okay? And then I took the two edges, and using my grid paper from my Stamparatus, I just taped those down across the sides, not over the ends, because is what I'm going to do is take a piece of paper, basic white, that measures 4 by 5 1/2. And I'm going to cut this down, but that's the size that I know is going to fit inside of my template. Okay? So just like that. Then, I don't know if you're familiar with these, but they are our new blending brushes that came out in the January to June mini catalog, but they've been back ordered. It's been a little bit of shipping delays that carry over in the stamping world and everywhere else in the world. So they are now in stock though, and you get 3 in a pack for $12, and they're amazing. I'll show you how I used these. I'm going to start with the soft succulent ink. And is what you do is you just take your brush and pick up some ink off your pad, and then you start in a circular motion off from where you want your color to be. I'm going to pick up just a little bit more, and I'm going to go up at an angle, and as what I'm doing is just kind of making a wave of color across my paper, okay? So there's that. And then I'm going to take the cinnamon cider. This is last year's new in color. And remember, our in colors last for 2 years. So cinnamon cider. And I'm going to start up here, and in a circular motion again, I'm just going to kind of make a wave again, so that it blends those colors in there. And these brushes just make it go on like butter. I'm not kidding. It's beautiful. All right. So before I pull it out of there and we go ooh and ah, I'm going to bring in Misty Moonlight. That's in color too. That carried over from last year, so it's on its second year. And I'm going to use the seed pod from our featured stamp set, which is Enjoy the Moment. And the sentiments in here are beautiful. And the seed pods stamp amazingly well. So 13 stamps, and they are the red rubber stamps. Okay, I'm going to ink this up with the Misty Moonlight. And then I'm just going to kind of stamp randomly here. Just like that. And maybe I'll do one more just peeking down right here. Yeah, I like that. Okay, then inside there's these little seeds. So I have those mounted on my small, and these are really small blocks. This is the A block, but it's nice for those little stamps. So I'm going to stamp up here and here. Just random so that I get color all the way across my card. Okay? Now, here's the magic. Boom. Look at that. How cool, right? Right? I love it. I did one not too long ago that on YouTube that had the straight edges, but I really, really love this torn edge and how it looks. So what I'm going to do now is our next piece that I have is a piece of the cardstock, the Misty Moonlight cardstock. It measures 5.5 by 8.5 and is scored at 4 1/4. Just kind of our standard size card, right? And I'm going to just give that a crease. I have a piece of our 2020-2022 6x6 designer series paper. It looks like this. There's 4 different patterns, so you know, front and back. But it's a great value. There's 40 sheets. So 5 colors, you get 10 sheets of each color. All right. 5, I should say 5 of each design, 10 of each color. So, all right, is what I'm going to do. I cut this down so it measured 4 by 5.5. So it's not quite as wide as the card, and that's okay. I want this little, I wanted this little border at the top and at the bottom. And as you can see, I didn't cut it right. So I'm just going to fix it up here a little bit. I want a 5.5. Oh, that's why my cardstock is not measuring the exact, but that's okay. It won't matter. All right, so there's my card. I just want to make sure that this isn't more than 4 1/4 or it won't fit in my envelope, and it's fine. All right, so now I'm going to trim this down. I want this to measure, I'll cut that off, and let's go with 2 3/4. That looks good. And then normally it would be 5.5, but my card is a little bit short. So all I'm going to do is, I'm going to move this out of the way for just a second. So you guys, not everything goes as planned every time, which has been perfectly obvious when I stamp or do my videos lately, but that's all right. The end result is what matters. So there's going to be our background focal piece, and see how my card is just that 1/4 inch short, but that's all right. We'll cut that off, and I don't know why I have that on my screen right now, but there's that gone. All right, so there's our card and what it's looking like. Maybe not enough coffee this morning. I think that's what's going on here. All right, so next, and I think I have demonstrated heat embossing before. It's a little bit noisy, so bear with me on that. But what I have is just a scrap piece of basic white, and it uses a different ink called Versamark. Versamark is like a watermark stamp pad. You can use it to stamp on colored cardstock, or you can use it and it just leaves like a watermark image, or you can use it like I'm going to use it today, and I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. So let's get my stamp, and I'm going to use this. I think these are called milk pod. I don't know. I'm not gonna go there. I have a sheet somewhere that tells me what all these seeds are, but I'm just going to stamp it. Hold it there for a minute and lift. And you see nothing. But then here's the fun part with this. So I have my tub of gold embossing powder. I'm going to pick this up, being careful not to touch the Versamark, and I'm just going to spoon my gold embossing powder over, knock off the excess, and I get this, right? All right, I'm going to close this so I don't spill that, because that's a mess, and I'm speaking from experience. Now I'm going to put my silicone mat down here, and here's our heat tool. Now here's where the noise comes in. The heat tool has 2 settings. There's setting 1, setting 2. I'm going to fire up to setting 2 so it'll make noise, and I just start pointing the nozzle down at my paper, and you want to move it around, because I'm going to hold this up so you can see when it starts changing. Eventually, this powder melts and it gets gold and shiny and beautiful. And I think you can kind of see it start melting. But you don't want to go too long either, because you can actually start like burning your paper. So there's our gold embossed piece. Oh, there, you can see the shiny. It's really cool. Now, for the sake of the video, because there's been a few techniques, I have one here that I've already just taken my scissors and fussy cut around, and it can go really quick, and you can leave that white outline. It will not matter. So I'm going to bring in our linen thread, and I'm just going to tie a bow around the stem, and I'm going to call it a milk pod. And if it's not a milk pod and you want to tell me what it is, I would love for you to enlighten me. All right, so there's our little bow that I want on there. Snip that. And we're going to add dimensionals. So I'm going to take full-size dimensionals, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to bring in our minis, and I'm going to pick that up with our Take Your Pick tool. Whoops. Came with me. I had the sticky side up instead of down. Pick up another. And there's that. All right, so then you can take the backings off from the dimensionals. That one doesn't want to come off. All right, let's bring our card back in, and I'm just going to set this right here. And that gold just brings up that background like mighty. All right, so then you have this little scrap, you know, that you cut off when we were cutting top and bottom. And this isn't exact, so whatever you want yours to be. But I'm going to take my scrap, and again, I'm going to open up the Misty Moonlight. And this cute little sentiment that's in here that says, a little note. That's the one I've mounted on my, I believe this is a G block. I'm going to move that around and ink it up. And then stamp it. Give it time to penetrate the paper. And there we have our little note. So, to give that some visual interest, I need my little paper snips here. I'm just going to cut this at an angle, and I'm going to cut this at an angle. And they may not be the same angle, but it doesn't matter because you don't notice that. And is what I want is a full-size dimensional for this left side, but I'm just going to put some Stamp and Seal on the right side. Take my backing off and put my little sentiment right on there. Okay, you guys, how cute is that? And this, think of all the backgrounds you can make with that. It's just so cool. All right, so now because I used a dark card base, the inside is too dark to write. So I cut this at 5 1/4, and it's not going to fit, remember, because I don't have the right size card base. But again, we've just, that's okay. We can move beyond that. So I'm going to cut this at 4 3/4 by like 3 1/2. And that should fit in here just fine for a little note or a little message. But it's kind of plain, being the outside of our card is so pretty. So I'm going to take the cinnamon cider and our blending brush again. And I'm just going to bring in my scrap template here. I don't need this part, but I don't want to get this ink all over. So I'm going to put it here, and I'm just going to start, and I'm going to blend into this corner so that I get this dusty look or blended look in the corner. And then again with the Misty Moonlight, I'm going to take our pods here, seed pods, and I'm just going to stamp in the corner so we get what looks like this. Pretty, right? Maybe I'll add a couple seeds too, like there were a few that just popped out of there. All right. We're going to put our adhesive, Stamp and Seal across the top. I'm going to put that inside my card. And done. I hope you learned something new with me today. There were a few techniques on this card with the heat embossing and then this paper tear with the blended backgrounds. I think it's really pretty. I hope you like it too. And this stamp set, I just think you can make some really beautiful things with this. And I know there were a lot of people that weren't too excited about it, but it really is fun to work with. So there's that. And then, you know, we have the rule here about our envelopes. So let me bring my silicone pad back in. I'm just going to add my adhesive. And remember, you can get a silicone pad this month too by placing an order of $50 or more, and then use my May host code that's up at the top up there. I do want to just mention, if your order is over $150, do not use my host code at checkout. You will automatically get my host gift, but you will earn your own Stampin' Rewards. So if you have any questions about that, please contact me. I'll put my information down below with everything else that I told you. So there's our decorated envelope and our card. Have a great rest of your Saturday, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you next week at 9 o'clock Saturday morning. Bye now.